Hey y'all, it is a beautiful day. It's actually still the morning time here in New York, state of America. So, I really hate making videos like this. I would rather just make videos about crazy plant growing and farming experiences and um hanging out with my bird. Yeah, but unfortunately, we've got a bunch of drama and trauma going on. And I just wanted to address this and remind you not to get sucked into this. Now, since 2020, things have really ramped up. I mean, in like a noticeable theatrical carnival type of a way. And I hope that, generally speaking, most of us have been learning lessons from this experience and moving on from it. So, you've probably heard of a narcissist before. And a lot of people think of a narcissist as being someone who's highly successful in business and making a ton of money and just has like maybe like a physical image that has to be so perfected that they get plastic surgery a lot. Like, just, I mean, just and they have a superiority complex and they're manipulative and just all this stuff. But you know what's interesting is I found about narcissists is they are not like the pretty people. Like, that's kind of a stereotype. Oftentimes a narcissist will have like a weakness or a unattractiveness about them or something doofy or just it's almost like a feigning weakness. It's like a little patheticness about them, and they're not the most attractive people physically. I mean, honestly, they'll try and convince you they are. Um, but maybe that's where their complex comes from. But anyway, not to get into like where the source of it is, okay? But what I want to say is, it's not always what you are conditioned to think it will be, and sometimes you'll be befriended, so to speak, by an individual or a group. In this case, I am talking about the systematic group that is a conglomerate and is basically just using the same techniques a individual narcissist would use to manipulate. And a lot of these techniques are put, right into this. I try to put everything, pack it into one image for y'all, so you can just look at the one thing. Um, right there in the little screenshot photo montage thing there. But anyway, mm, trauma bonding. This latest episode of uh, war breaking out in Israel. I mean, there's war all over the place, but as soon as something happens in Israel, oh, America's got to get all involved. It says American and Israeli flag combined. Well, I mean, they say they're God's chosen people, but like God's chosen people, I've seen that land. It looks kind of boring. It's not beautiful and filled with gardens. It's not. And I'll remind you that the true God of this world is love. And love, like, is totally intertwined with beauty. But aside from that, they're always at war with the Palestinians. And it seems to be related to their occupation of the Palestinian lands. And they keep moving out and out and out, and the occupation increases and increases. Not to get into past world wars, but a similar thing has happened before to other countries. In other countries where it became the citizens decided to become trauma bonded, and for some reason something happened to some people across the world, and the whole country decided to get in their airplanes and bomb them. We had nothing to do with them. So bad things will happen and supposedly happen. And you have news outlets that will overplay their hand and make that trauma and drama bigger than it actually was. There's whole war units designed in theatrics of war where they just make it look like something happened. Moulage. And where's the morality of the people taking these orders? Just follow orders blindly? And if your leaders or government is trying to get you amped up and into a war and saying, well, it's your responsibility as a fellow man, and I mean, granted, if there's some huge like atrocities happening somewhere, like step in, but like not to the point of bombing a whole country. It'd be like a very focused, deliberate, precise, targeted effort by a limited amount of highly trained operators to go and end that situation. It's not a big draft of the people. It's not a big everybody get involved. It's not a big make this get everybody upset in your country so they're at war with another country and use propaganda on your own people, which is what's happening here because for one reason or another most of the governmental systems of the world have become reliant upon narcissistic manipulation tactics to coerce their populations into whatever they think their desired results are. But I remind people that there is an intelligent design to all of this creation, and there is a God, and that God is still alive, and the hand of judgment is very real. And the other hand is very loving. And I remind you that the God of love is the true God of this world, and the God of love appreciates beauty. So, I hate making videos about nasty things, but you need to know the situation that we're in so we don't repeat it. And now that we can communicate so vastly on the internet, sure, my video may reach 10 people, but maybe those 10 people need to hear what I've had to say in this video. Anyway, it also has the potential to reach much more than 10 people. Anyway, just a reminder that in your naturally designed state, when left to thrive without being manipulated, when being just nurtured, given the basic things you need instead of always these stumbling blocks in front of you, a natural like organism designed, whether it be animal or human or plant, will just thrive. Needs care, like a plant needs to be pruned and redirected. Animals need to be guided where to go and where they ought not to go sometimes. And I would say it's the same for humans. But this outright manipulation and I don't even know if it's population control or what it is, but this always constant war, it's got to stop. We can't say, oh, well, that's part of it. It's like death and taxes. We have war, and that's how you want to be a real man in the world. You must fight a war. Like, you must pick your battles as a real man or real woman. You must pick your battles. And I mean, if you really want to win the war, do something beautiful in the world, because that's what the God of love appreciates. And the God of love is the God of this world. So, again, it's a beautiful day here in New York State of America. Do something wherever you are to make this world a more beautiful place. Be kind to someone. Plant a plant. Hug an animal. Be kind and be beautiful and be loving. Take care, y'all.